Okay, hello there. Welcome to Deja Review. Deja Re-Review. Deja Re-Review. First of all, let me just give you a bit of a warning. This is unscripted. It is unplanned. It's just all done spur of the moment. So this is just literally me reviewing things off the bat, so to say, off the cuff. But this time it's a review that could potentially be quite long for one of these Deja Review bits. Because I'm not going to be reviewing just one item, I'm going to be reviewing two items, two very similar items. Those items being chest expanders. Now I've reviewed both of these before, okay, here's a second one. And while they are very similar products, they're also very different. First of all, weight-wise, this one's somewhat heavier. That's because it's mostly a combination of plastic and metal, whereas this is plastic and rubber tubing. Which is basically plastic and plastic, but you get the idea. Also, this one has a lot more to it in overall terms of equipment. So, what shall we do first? Shall we review the plastic or the metal and plastic? I think we'll review the metal and plastic first, because you might already see one of the potential issues I have with it. See how these little hoops here have sort of gotten a bit interclinked? Is that a word? It probably isn't, but it probably won't be in the future either. But yeah, that's one thing that can happen with this particular product. These little bits here can sort of get gnawed up, and it won't really affect the use of the device, but it does sometimes get in the way a bit. Also, when I first got this out, this section here, I couldn't actually get on. Okay, this is something that you partially put together yourself. These foot straps here, for example, you have to put in. Those went in easily enough. This handle section here doesn't. It's basically a metal bar that runs the length of these two plastic grip things here, and of course this grip section here. And it came with these two plastic grips actually already on. So that became a bit of a problem in terms of getting at least one of them off to fit it on. So in my initial review, I didn't actually manage to do that. They were just too tightly on. I have actually managed to use this in some other regards before managing to actually screw it unfree, so to speak. There's a video that it's proven to be a bit of a pain to edit, but it's getting there. That might be up in the next month or so, I'm not sure. But I did end up using this as a improvised hammer, shall we say. You'll see that in the video in question. But after that, it actually had loosened up, so I was able to actually put it in and utilise this to its fullest. So what do we have here? Well, first of all, we have 5 metal springs, but we also have hand grip sections here as well. Now that's to help develop the grip in your forearms by providing exercises like that. You're not really supposed to use them in conjunction with each other, because that would be next to impossible. But if you want to use this as a conventional chest expander, then you just grab these two blue bits here and you just do whatever the exercises are that you're wanting to do. I'll put in a little disclaimer. This is a review video. It is not in any way, shape or form to be used as a sort of exercise guide. I will be demonstrating the exercises to the best of my ability, but don't go using this as some sort of guide on how to use this. It's just a review. There's plenty of other videos out there that will go into the detail on how to use this thing, both of them, but you know, this isn't one of them. So yeah, as I was saying though, you've got the grips here for forearm strength or to strengthen your fingers, and then you've got these more traditional grabbing bits. Now, can you hear the noise it's making? It only happens sometimes, but sometimes I'll hear sort of clacking noises, sort of metallic clinking noises. These sort of warm up, loosen up, relax a bit. Yeah, but yeah, that's quite a challenge in of its own right. Well, that's just a couple of different exercises that you can do. However, because of these little stirrup bits here and this handle bit here, you can loop these under your feet, loop your foot through these, like so, and then you'd be using this bar here to provide, well, to actually do the exercise. So I'm just going to do it like this, then work my foot around the other one. Right, so I'm now secure. And now I'm just going to pull up like this. So you can see, yes, you've got the option of doing a few different things here. These are upright rows, and you can see that they're working on my shoulders because they are a shoulder exercise in their own right, but they're also working my upper back muscles as well, which you can't see because obviously my front is facing you, but you might also tell that probably more because I'm exercising and talking at the same time, I'm a bit short on breath, and that's because you should really be breathing. And you might have also noticed that my clothing got caught on the springs. That is one of the problems with this particular kind of device. The springs are not your friend if they get caught on your clothing because they can sag it. And if you're working out without clothing on, yeah, that doesn't bode well. Likewise, so in this position, you can switch your hand grip around and do bicep curls like so. That's pretty damn good. Now you'll also use that for floor-based exercises where you're doing a stomach exercise, so you literally be sort of going back and forth and so on and so forth, the feet and your stirrups, pushing out with your legs and so on. There's no real limit to what you can do, and please bear in mind, this is on maximum resistance. This is all 5 steel, I'm assuming steel, springs that will provide maximum resistance. You can reduce the resistance by unstrapping them, although they are somewhat awkward to do so. That'll probably wear down with time, so let's just reduce it to 3. You can see I can literally pull it a lot further apart. Yeah, so yeah, that does have some good variation going. The springs though can be a bit of a weakness. I mean, for one thing, if you're wanting to take this away for travelling purposes, yes, you can detach these 2 bits here and just use this as a conventional conventional chest expander and so on and so forth, and you can certainly loop one of your feet around here and then do exercises like so. Okay, but the springs themselves are potentially going to get in the way. Enter the rubber tube version. Okay, now I've been using this quite consistently for a period of time. I don't think it has the same kind of overall resistance strength as the springs, so the springs have a distinct advantage in that regard. The main disadvantage that the springs have though is if they get caught on anything, your clothes, your skin, it's going to damage something, and if it's going to catch on your skin, it's going to hurt a bit. That doesn't have this kind of problem, of course, because you're very unlikely to get your skin or your clothes caught on the rubber band, but in either case, if you lost your grip, bang, either one of those are equally capable of that. Now you're basically capable of doing exactly the same exercises with this as you are that, bar of course the fact that you can't do any of the specific exercises that are set up for that, unless you hook your foot through there, and then you can do the upright rows with a single arm, or alternatively, you can do the bicep curls. Okay, so yeah, they do have a good degree of versatility. Likewise, you can undo these so that you can basically do a less resistance based exercise, or you can do certain things such as rotations around the arm, rotations of the arm around the shoulder rather. I'll get my words out right one day. Okay, so it does have quite a bit of versatility. It's got the same level of versatility in some regard, and slightly less versatility in some other regards. If I was going to go travelling and I wanted to take something like this away with me on holiday, I would go for this, because this is literally a lot more compact. If I was to do this, that's absolutely simple. That makes it so much easier to carry. You can't do that with this. If you were to try, you'd basically have these sort of going all over the place. Let's just try to do this as best we can. They're so large, they take up a lot more space. Although I'll leave that to your own determination, I suppose. In my mind, this would be the lesser invited of the two. It's also slightly heavier, whereas this plastic and rubber version is a lot lighter. There is one problem I would point out though. You might notice, I'll just take these 2 away. You might notice that this middle tube is a bit warped. I think that's wear and tear. Okay, I think as it's the middle, Okay, I've never changed the positioning of these tubes at all. I've always kept them in the same position. And for the most part, I've been using this 3 times a week on average since I got it, 5 months ago, I think. Yeah. So it hasn't snapped or broken on me, but this middle one does seem to have warped a bit in the middle. I'm thinking that's simply because it's the middle tube and it therefore gets the most work, you know, it does the most load bearing and so on out of all of them. If I was to switch them around, it might end up doing the same thing and, you know, to the other tubes, and that might help even things out a bit. But in general, I don't think these are going to break just by somebody doing exercises like this. They seem to be very tough and very resilient. I think wear and tear is inevitable in all regards. I have not been able to find anywhere online that can tell me what the kind of draw weight is of either of these. Now there might be somewhere that I just haven't been able to find, but by draw weight what I mean is how much strength you need to actually fully extend it. Now this is an archer type position. If you think of the longbowmen of old, where they would have the shaft of wood and the string that they would pull back, this is the same kind of exercise. Now the traditional English longbow required 110 pounds of strength to draw the weight of to draw the string back to this kind of position, to actually let it go, to loose the arrow, to shoot the arrow. Not fire the arrow, because there's no chemical compounds involved whatsoever. Firing the arrows is not something you do, you shoot an arrow. You fire a gun because a gun involves things like gunpowder, a little mini explosion, hence fire. Why they're called firearms. But that's that's digressing from the main subject here. Yeah, this is referred to as draw weight, draw weightage, okay? 110 pounds of draw weight to do this to the English longbow. I haven't been able to find anything to indicate what the actual strength requirements is for either this or the metal version at all. But there are other forms of resistance straps, which are basically the same basic technology that you can get, which are much longer, in some cases around 6 feet in length of rubber tubing. Some are just requiring 10 pounds of strength, up to 30 pounds of strength. And there's nothing stopping you from using all of them together at the same time for anything up to about 100 pounds in overall draw weightage. But I just don't see why nobody's actually marked down on this thing, or the other product, just what the actual weightage is that you'd be trying to shift that way. Now I've actually got some resistance straps on order, so I'll be giving those a try out. The reason being is because I like to vary my workout. Just doing weight training, for example, is a bit boring, and there's certain things that you can not do with these that you can do with the resistance bands. Such as there's various exercises that involve wrapping one end around your foot and then bringing things up and over your arms and so on and so forth to allow you to do things like squats. But this is primarily meant as an upper body device anyhow, so it's not really meant for anything below the hips. Although obviously you can if you get inventive. I just wouldn't want to. The resistance bands should therefore be a good investment. But overall, I'd recommend either or. It's just that if you wanted something to go with you while you're on your travels, on holiday or something like that, this is probably going to be the better option because it's lighter, it's more or less as versatile as this, but it doesn't take up as much space. Well, it might not have all of the bells and whistles that this one does. It doesn't really need them. No. Between the two of them, yeah, I'll go with this for travel. For a much harder workout, I would go with this, because it does feel like it has more resistance overall. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll try to get back to you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.